Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Well, gonna take these controllers out, I guess you'd call it, and try something new. These have worked fine, except for they worked really good when I had 12-volt system and a 24-volt system, but on the 48-volt system I'm just not getting much results. There's nothing wrong with the way they work. It's just that the water wheel and the windmill don't produce quite enough voltage. It'll come right up to almost the voltage that we need, and then that's it. Not enough to actually charge. And the way it's set up, these relays are on now, so they're always using some power, not a whole lot, and then this controller uses some power. So my new ideas won't have the relays, and you won't have this controller. I have another controller, and not sure it's going to work, but it's one way to find out. Let's try it. I'll show you what we got for voltage on the water wheel. Of course, the wind isn't blowing again, or still hasn't blown. So let me grab a voltmeter and I'll show you what we got. It's going to be the AC coming in on the three-phase side, one phase. So we got what, 42.5 volts coming in from the water wheel. So let me go grab the new stuff and show you what it is, and then we'll change it out, see what results we get. This is my new controllers that we hope is going to work. I seen these on eBay, and I looked at some YouTube videos, and they seem like they might work okay as long as you don't load them up too much. They get hot. but I guess they have thermal protection. They don't seem to burn up a lot. I think they're a little bit overrated, probably. They're made for those little wind turbines. Supposed to be 800 watt. This is the 48 volt version. They make it 12 and 24. And this one for the windmill. The windmill's going to put out more than the water wheel. So I made this assembly, I guess you'd call it, and I put a little fan right here. Let me pull these covers off because they're kind of reflecting. I can explain it to you a little better. Okay, that might be a little clearer now without that reflection. What I did is mounted the controller on a couple pieces of aluminum, and I mounted this little fan right here. And I have a thermal switch over here, and the fan will blow underneath because there's fins there, and this whole thing will have a draft in it if need be. I put some surge protection on the input side. I got a fuse on the output side. Same thing with this one, but no fan on this one because we're only going to get about 2 amps out of the water wheel at 48 volts anymore. We used to get around 8 when it was 12, and then we 24 got around 4, and now we're seeing about 2. So, and I found some nice old meters, analog jobbers I threw on there. One's a 2 and one's a 5. So that's going to be my hopefully answer to getting a little bit of something out of this stuff. Oh, and when these things get up to voltage, or if they see over voltage on the input, they act like a dump load. It actually shorts the input side to control the thing. So there's some pretty good videos on YouTube if you want to research into it some more. So I'm going to get it mounted up and we'll fire it up and see what it looks like. Now I got her mounted and wired in, and this thing seems like it's pretty well built. These wires, I think, are the silicon. They say 200 degrees Celsius on them, and it seems pretty decent. So I'm going to go down and turn the water wheel on. I'll let you guys watch, see what happens. There's a light right here. I think it's green. That if it starts charging, that should light green. So let me go open the gate on the water wheel. Alright, yeah, when I opened her up I noticed it wasn't freewheeling, so now we're charging 1.5 amps. Let's see what the AC voltage is coming in. Oh yeah, that light is green. I don't know if you guys can see, it's kind of bright here. And if it goes into the braking condition, this will come on red. Let's see. We got about 41, almost 42 volts. And we're charging a 48 volt battery bank. Say the battery voltage is, let's see, 52.8. So the pond did fill up a little bit while I was doing all this, so you're going to see this dropping down as the water level goes down. This year's been horrible for water and wind. So that's why I'm trying to get at least something useful out of this stuff. So there's no hurry on getting this mounted because of the wind, but this one's going to go right here, right beside it. And this little wire is to run the fan, and the fan is 12 volts, so that's going to run off of that 48 to 12 volt thing. That's the only thing that'll run. And I'm predicting that that fan isn't going to run very often because I don't think I'm going to get much out of my windmill. So looks like it's going to be successful. We'll see how the longevity is, and all that stuff will keep you filled in. If we ever get any wind, you'll see that too. Gotta put this cover back on there. So if you guys got any questions on this thing, let me know. I'll see if I can answer them. But it seems to work alright on the water wheel. Like I say, it's rated for, they say 800 watts, so I'm not going to be anywhere near that. So that should never even warm up. So I won't make you suffer anymore watching me. If you enjoyed watching me fumbling around with this, give me a thumbs up, and thanks for watching. See you next time. And getting the one for the windmill mounted, you can see the water level in the pond has dropped. That's about where it's going to, probably where it's going to be with the amount of water that we have. But that's more than I had before. See what the AC voltage is now. $36, and we're still charging the 48 volt battery bank, so it does work.